Hi everybody, today we're going to learn about a program called InDesign. I call it Photoshop's sister. It's made by the Adobe program. It's a lot like Photoshop in the sense that the toolbars and things look similar. But if you've never played with Photoshop, InDesign's a great place to start also. This is where we create graphic designs and page layouts and things like that. So today we're going to make a simple name tag design to kind of introduce you to the program, to show you how to build shapes, how to do fill and stroke, and how to do simple text boxes. So this is the example of what we're going to use. As you look at the program, you will see a toolbar that's off to the side. It looks a lot like I said, this is the Photoshop one. A lot of times you'll see it long and skinny like this, and if you hit this little double arrow right here, you can change the direction or change the how it's doubled up. I like to see it as a double column. I think it's easier to find, especially the items that are at the bottom of the toolbar. So I will be using mine like this, and so if I say it's in the left side, you know, so forth, you may want to set yours the same. Many of these tools will have nested things, so as you hold the button down over a tool, you'll see other tools nested inside there. We're not going to go through all of these, but today we're going to focus on a couple that I think you're going to use all the time. The most important one is called the selection tool. It's the black arrow. Anytime you want to select something, anytime you want to move something, resize it, this is the place to go. So the black arrow is your best friend. It's also kind of like neutral. You put, if something's going wrong, hit the black arrow and you can, stop whatever was, messing up, so you can put it into kind of a park. Anytime you want to move something inside of a box, you can use the white arrow. It helps you resize a photo inside of a shape. We're not going to use this one today, but we're going to use the black arrow a lot. Anytime you want to type something, you use the typing tool. And as you click on these, you'll notice that the toolbars change across the top. The menu bars up here offer you different options depending on what tool you have selected. All right, so let's grab a clean piece of paper, and I'm just going to show you how to build a basic box. And what I'm going to use is a text box. You could use the shape tool if you wanted to draw a rectangle. Actually, it's not the one with the X, that's for photos, but the one that's just plain, you could just use a rectangle box. And I was just going to grab a text box. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to draw a box. Let's see. I'm going to select it with my black arrow because I have to choose. I have to say, okay, this is it. This is what I want. And I want to fill it with a color because right now it's kind of boring. So in order to fill it, I can come on over here to swatches, and you'll see these little colors that pop up. And as I click on it, I can choose, from a variety of different color swatches. Now, let's say I want red, but maybe I don't love this shade of red. So I can double click over here, and you will see two boxes on the toolbar, one that says fill and one that says stroke. And the stroke is the outline, and the fill is the color that fills the inside. So if you want to change a color, you can double click on this fill box and get into the color gradient, and you can choose whatever tone you like. So you're not limited to just these swatches. It's just kind of a basic place to start, and it's an easy thing to use. All right, so we've got a basic box. Let's put a stroke line around it. To do that, we switch to this tool right here, which shows an outline. And right now, there's nothing in there. And you can tell up here, the color of your stroke line has nothing. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to say I want a black one. And I want to add a thickness. Right now, it's 1 point, which is really small. So let's make it like 8 points so we can see it. The other thing that you might notice is over here, you'll see a little, looks like an L bracket. This gives you corner options for your box, anything from fancy to beveled, and so you can make your box as nice as you want. I like a rounded box, so I'm going to make mine rounded. And then I'm going to grab another text box. One thing I like about InDesign is it allows you to stack and build things, and it doesn't really have a problem. I was going to say, it doesn't have a problem doing that, except sometimes you have to just build it off to the side and then drag it in. I also like that it shows you where your center point is, so as I'm dragging it in, there's my middle that way, and I can see the middle this way. So I can make sure that I'm perfectly aligned. Okay, let's say I want to fill this box. I'm going to fill it with white, and let's look back at our example. So I want to add some text. I'm going to probably just grab that box and drag it down just a little bit. And I want to add some text here and in my box. Because these are already text boxes, like if I just started to type, it's going to put it right up in the corner. I don't really want that, so I'm going to create my separate text box, and I'm going to write, hello, my name is, and I'm going to change this font. So I'm in my text tool, and up here you'll see two options. One is the character mode, which allows you to choose the font name. So if I want to choose a different font, I can scroll down the list. It's alphabetical. So let's say I would just want Helvetica, and it allows you to choose if you want it light or bold or italic. I'm just going to do regular, and I can change the size of the font. Let's say 30 points, and over here I can set the alignment. The paragraph mode also shows you the alignment and allows you to do character indents and things like that, which we'll get into later. Alright, so if I want to move it, I grab my black arrow and I drag it down, and I can use the up-down arrow keys on my keyboard to scoot things around a little bit so I can get it set the way I like it. Let's see, this one looks like, well, let's change it up a little bit. Let's make it all caps. We'll make it a little, what was this one? Oh, 48 points, and it was bold, so let's change that. Well, if I want to select it, if I can't find it, I just click on it with a black arrow, and that way I can find it. And we'll change the characteristic of it bold right there. I can also reduce the amount of space between those lines. So there is a leading button, and I'm looking to see, is this one it? No, I don't know if that's one. I think it's this one. Okay, another option that you can do is change the spacing in between these two lines. Instead of having single space, double space, InDesign lets you decide how much spacing you want. It's called leading. And usually you'll see the size of your font here, but since these are two different sizes, it's not showing up. But underneath it, you'll see how much spacing do you want. So usually if you have a 12-point font, you have a 12-point leading. So see, like that's 18 point, that's too small. It's too tight, they're bumping into each other. So because that font is, this is 48 and this is 30, let's just go to like a 30-point leading, and that way you can have a little bit tighter spacing. All right, now let's do one more text box, and again I can just kind of draw mine off to the side and then use my black arrow key to drag it in there and then write your name. And then I'm going to change the size and the font to make it look like something more handwriting. I'm just going to hit the M to get it down to that letter of the alphabet. And I'll just change it to marker wide felt and make it big enough. And there it is, your basic name tag. All right, let's see if you can make one too.